I got some notes here. I didn't want to lose my notes. But I'm out running. It's finally getting a little warmer in DC. Man, it was freezing yesterday. So I'm out, just ran to Abe. That's 3. Maybe do another 1 or 2 as I go back. But let's see, we got anybody there on this stuff? But it is exciting times, at least for me in Washington, besides being homebound. The streets are empty and, restaurants are closed. So it's sort of interesting, a way to flesh out your life a little bit and look at things a little differently. But for me, there's so much government money going to be sitting on the table in about another week or so that my job is better than ever, and I'm busier than ever, and it's really cool. And I think I'm the only person in the world that's been studying government programs for this long, and really just for the average consumer. This town is full of people that are here for the rich people to take advantage of it, of all the programs. And we have very few people talking about the programs, except for the big ones, like Social Security and things like that. And there's so many that anybody could take advantage of. But what I want to talk about now, I'm going to do more. I'm going to take apart this 800-page law and find little gems and cover little items instead of giving you a shopping list. But what I want to cover today is really the best single source of free help, a website that helps you get government grants better than anybody else, particularly now. See, like they just passed, $2 trillion. And actually, if you talk to somebody else, it's $6 trillion if you throw in what the Federal Reserve is going to do. That's $2 trillion. That's like 10% of our whole economy now is going to be have all this money. And it's for people of all ages and mostly for workers or low-income people. And so there's a lot of news. Everybody's saying what's in there. And, they may be right, may be wrong. Nobody's right yet because there's no law yet. It hasn't passed through. So until all the people with the eye shades and the sharp pencils get through with it, it's not really law. Nobody knows. And then plus it'll be handled at the local level more than anything. And nobody knows that. But I want to what came to mind about what I think is the best thing for you to know about this, and the best place to get help, even better than me, not saying some, but no, I mean, the people who write the law, are better than anybody else, me or the Wall Street Journal or anybody else who's trying to interpret the law. Man, they get paid. They're trying to sell newspapers. I'm trying to get subscribers or whatever. So we're all biased, political or whatever. But you want to know the real law is in there for you. And that's what I'm going to talk about a little later today. I'm going to run a video on about how if you're already getting government money, can you still get like the cash? I mean, 150 million people are going to get just a check in the mail. But more importantly, what do you do if you're unsure if you're get it or not, or it screws up? You thought you were going to get it, you didn't, and all this kind of stuff. Well, I got a message in Lesko Help. That's a closed Facebook group. One of the people, the members there, talked about how she contacted all her elected officials. Okay, and I'll show you where to find your elected officials. If you go to Google right now and put in find elected officials, okay, and look for a website that is commoncause.org. That's the best place I've seen to get a full listing of all your elected officials, okay? Now, what she did is I think she emailed every elected official, okay? And you'll have a dozen maybe. You have 2 congressmen, and it's really for the program, for anything to do with this new stimulus package, I would start with your federal elected officials. They're your congressmen and 2 senators. Well, she gets a phone call from her senator's office. She lives in Minnesota, and it was Amy Klobuchar, is that her name? I forget. The lady who ran for president gets a call from somebody in the office there about her problem. And it was wonderful, this woman. And if you remember, go down and see this letter. It's in the discussions there, you'll see it. And she's afraid, the member was writing her, she's afraid she's going to fall through the cracks, she says. Yeah. and she needs emergency assistance and doesn't know how to get it. And their office called back, and she said she talked to a woman there who was empathetic and lovely that helped her with her job search. Okay, so this is a federal elected official calling up on, not the senator didn't call it, a staff. See, the elected officials all have staff. And 90% of them, I'd say, maybe 80, are there just to help constituents. A constituent is somebody who is in their constituency, who's going to vote for them, maybe. So whether they're the same political party or not, it doesn't matter. This is your representative that can give you the best facts on any of these laws. And if they don't know them, they could get it better than you, me, or the Wall Street Journal or anybody. So they will get those facts for you and send it back. And see, they're not getting money from you, so they don't have to worry. They're going to get a vote to keep their boss in power and keep them having a job. So this is unfortunately the motive. But when you see that letter, she said to let people know you are there. So the woman, who's the member of Lesko Health, said that you should let these elected officials know you are there and be specific about your needs, because then they'll try to help you, okay? And then they have specific things to help you. And she says now she's more hopeful than anything else. And there's no guarantee you're going to get somebody as nice as this woman. There's no guarantee you're going to get money from calling them, but you'll get the best information in the world if you get, lucky, I guess what it is. But you'll get nothing if you don't try. And I think this is a wonderful story about how you have to try. And see, and to me, you go to the horse's mouth. Don't we in this media society and all the junk we got on the internet and everything, you could find the answer you want to anything on the internet. But always go to the horse's mouth. So it's the government program, you go to the office that's giving out the money. If it's a law and you want to know if you're covered under that law or what the hell the law means and am I covered, then go to the people who wrote the law. Don't hire an attorney. That's right. If you feel taken advantage of, like maybe you're a senior and you've been laid off on a job and you think it's age discrimination, don't hire an attorney. Go to the government. They enforce those laws, and they'll find out and sue the suckers for you. See, but because we're such a capitalist society that loves to market, and the whole thing is run by marketing dollars, because if you go to Google to find anything, you're just going to find people that want to sell you something. And you don't need that. You're in trouble, particularly financial trouble. So you should spend more money to do it. And the free stuff is even better. And look, you're going to talk to somebody in the office of someone who wrote the law. I spent an hour looking for a copy of the law. And then when I saw it was 900 pages, man, and written in legal, whatever it is, I said, wow, this is tough. The average person can't read this. So that's why we just take snippets from other people, and that may or may not be true. Everybody, maybe the first paragraph is true, but people in the media, they don't have time either. They're trying to grind out so much. We got so much media. They're not going to spend as much time trying to understand that law as the people who wrote the law. So you, living in this democracy, have access to the best experts in the law in the world, the people who wrote it. And they work for you, So don't hire somebody or pay for something. Somebody's going to help you with the law and charge you money when you could get somebody who wrote the law and they're free. Well, I just want to get that off my chest. I thought it was a nice thing, and thank you, Lesko Help member, for sharing that with us. And that's what I find Lesko Help. I like it so much because other people are helping and know stuff better than I do. I can't be everywhere and know everything. And it's great that we help each other like that. And that's what I really like about it. So I'll be back in a little while to tell you about who's going to get that money, you know, the $1,200, the $3,000 of cash for everybody, and what that looks like now. I can't guarantee what it's going to look like in a couple of weeks. Well, I'll give you a sense of what it is now so you can think about it. But there's a lot of cash coming around, and it's coming to average folks. Rich people are going to get more than their share, so don't worry about them. Let's figure out what's for the rest of us. Talk to you later.